Hey everyone and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex. In today's video we have the first impression review of the Nike Zoom Fly 6. This shoe was sent to us by Top 4 Running, and if you want to buy it on top4running.com, use code META, M-E-T-A. It will provide you with a discount and we get a little kickback, which really helps us to create videos like this one. Looking at the specs of this shoe, we have 275 grams in my size US 11 EU 45. This is a relatively lightweight package for a shoe that has so much stack height because yes, it does have 42 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 34 in the forefoot for that 8 millimeters drop. 42 is actually the highest stack that a Zoom Fly shoe has ever had. And it's even beyond the World Athletics legal limitation. So this shoe is technically illegal for marathon racing. However, if you, like me, are not an elite runner, then you can definitely use it even on race day in a marathon. The price point of this shoe is 170 euros, and we shall come back to the value for money because I think it's quite interesting. Looking at the upper of this shoe, we have a new upper material, redesigned upper. It feels a bit plasticky, but it's actually quite nice, quite pliable, a bit stretchy as well. And I had a good experience with that upper. I'm not gonna lie, I think the upper material, the fit of the shoe are quite good. Two small issues for me with this upper is laces. I think they're just a bit too thin and I would rather have something a bit thicker, especially from a brand like Nike that is able to have really good laces on race day shoes like the Vaporfly and the Alphafly. The second issue was the heel. I didn't have any issues whatsoever with it, any major issues, but I had a bit of movement inside that heel. I don't know if it's due to the socks I was wearing today, or even the weather. It was a bit humid, so maybe I had a bit of slippage just because of that. I wouldn't rate this heel as one of the best just based on the experience I had so far with it. The insole, the sock liner, is glued to the midsole, basically to the Strava, and the heel, as you can see, is really stout, not so pliable. So if you're looking for something pliable, this is not one of them. The fit, true to size, this is my size, my true to size US 11 EU 45. The length is good. The width is on the average down to, narrow plus side of things. So it's not a shoe meant for people with wide feet, but I think many people will actually have a good experience with this upper with the two caveats that I mentioned. The tongue is fully gusseted, which I think is rare enough nowadays to be mentioned. Looking at the midsole of this shoe, and this is where the Zoom Fly 6 is really departing from the Zoom Fly 4 and the Zoom Fly 5. Nike dropped the recycled ZoomX material that many people described as being dull and not responsive enough compared to what ZoomX should be and has always been. This is ZoomX in the purest flavor, in the Vaporfly, Alphafly flavor. 42 millimeters of midsole, not just ZoomX, because there's also a bit of SRO2 EVA-based carrier foam, and it's sitting below the fly plate. So you have that carbon fly plate that you can see right here. It's not one of these very stiff plate because, as you can see, I can easily bend the shoe, and it also has a decent amount of torsion, lateral torsion like this, meaning that this plate is mostly here for stability purposes. Yes, it does propel you forward to a certain extent, but it definitely is not the same fly plate as you would find in a Vaporfly or in an Alphafly. How does it ride and what did I experience with this shoe? First of all, it's very pleasant at different paces. Jogging was actually quite enjoyable with the shoe. You can feel a lot of cushion, a lot of pleasant, welcoming midsole compound under your foot that is absorbing the pounding, absorbing the energy, and making the jogging paces really nice, which I, to be honest, didn't expect based on the experience I had in previous Zoom Fly shoes. At faster paces, there is that distinct PIBA energy, PIBA effect kicking in. You can feel that the foam is compressing and releasing energy in a relatively gentle way. It's not super dramatic, it's not super responsive. It's PIBA, but I would say it's kind of muted PIBA, which is probably also due to the cooking of this foam. It's quite soft. It feels really soft underfoot, and it's not creating too much of that energy return that one would expect from PIBA. I think this is also meant to differentiate this shoe from the Vaporfly, the Alphafly, so that you have that up-tempo trainer, also meant to have a bit more footwork and work with your leg muscles. And then you have the bigger brothers, the Alphafly, a stiffer plate, a slightly more responsive PIBA compound, and something that is really meant for race day because it's also saving some energy, making you a bit more efficient, which this shoe is not really supposed to do. I would, however, say that the ride is up there with some of the best up-tempo shoes on the market. If you consider how soft this is, you would probably put it in the ballpark of the Rebel and the Saucony Endorphin Speed. If you look at how versatile it is, then it's probably also playing with the likes of the Superblast, even the Neo Vista to a certain extent, which is a very surprisingly versatile shoe. So yes, the Zoomfly 6 in short is a good update. It's not even a good update, it's a great update because it's ticking all the boxes that the Zoomfly 4 and Zoomfly 5 failed to tick. It's meeting the expectations of anyone willing to have that training companion on the side of their Vaporfly or their Alphafly on race day. Is there any drawback? I would say yes. I mean, the two that I mentioned with the upper, the laces and the construction of the heel, the lockdown in the heel were not ideal for me. The last one, and quite interestingly, this is something that Nike was doing quite okay with, is the grip of the outsole. I didn't have any issues, any proper grip issues, but it didn't provide me with enough confidence to take turns and to push on my forefoot without even thinking about it. I had it in the back of my mind. I could feel that the grip in the forefoot was on the edge of being limited. I would be worried to take this shoe, for instance, on a wet track in wintertime where you can have some ice, because I think it would not handle it. But let's confirm in an upcoming video. Let's see if it's actually better than what I suspect it is and better than what I experienced so far with this shoe. Price point value for money, 170 euros. I think this is spot on, especially because you will find this shoe discounted very, very soon, probably at 150, 140, 130 euros in the coming months. And that's going to be a very good shoe for the money. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's link to the review of the Nike Alphafly 3, another shoe that was sent to us by Top for Running and that you can still purchase with code META, META on their website. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your run today. Enjoy your ride. Go beyond your limits, and I shall see you in the next one.